5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us for another edition of the Skol Experience. We do need to announce that due to just, everybody, we're all busy with our own channels and outside of podcast stuff. So this will be the last Skol Experience for the foreseeable future while everyone kind of takes some time to focus more on their own stuff. But thanks you guys so much for joining us. We are joined by Mike Sports Vibez tonight to talk some Vikings football and preview a little bit of the Detroit Lions game. Gentlemen, how are we doing on this beautiful Wednesday evening?
Man, first off, before we keep going here, I want to do some shout outs here. We got Skol Mafia in the building, my guys, Lee the Viking, let's go. Gary, my dude, let's go. Big Raylan Dad in the building. And I see you down here, two-toned. Let's go. Of course, man, 5-0. I've been away. I feel like I've been away for like a month. It's just been like 2 weeks or whatever. Obviously, we came on and did a couple shows. I haven't been able to talk to Dave yet. I haven't been really able to talk to anybody about this 5-0 season. And then specifically, Mike, how are we feeling on this season so far that we all knew for 100% fact we'd be right here 5-0, of course. But how are we doing, man? And how are we feeling this season before we go into this Lions game?
I'm feeling really, really ecstatic. I'm feeling outstanding. I'm feeling terrific. I'm feeling so freaking good right now because it's just like, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. When J.J. McCarthy went down, because I wanted him to start over Sammy D because I didn't believe in Sammy D. But Sammy D made me into a fan. I'm a fan of Sammy D now. So let's go, Sammy D. Let's keep it going, baby. So I'm excited.
I've been a fan since he was drafted. I thought he was going I can't keep a straight face, man. I can't keep a straight face.
Just when he was a rookie, I was like, all right, this is perfect.
I like this dude just didn't get the opportunities he needed in Carolina.
Yeah. He's going to be a
Viking me the whole time.
Yeah, me too, 100%. I knew if he came here, we wouldn't lose a single game all season long. I'm still, overall, I'm still team JJ McCarthy. I'm still we've had, and Dave, we talked about this, is like Sam Darnold. Where am I at with Sam Darnold, I guess, which obviously he's playing fantastic, coming off of his worst game of the year this past game against the Jets. It was rough, which is to be expected. But either way, we're still getting wins, and he's still playing well overall. And if he continues to play well, as far as right now in the season, I still 100% believe you let him go take money from somebody else, and hopefully that happens, and we roll with J.J. McCarthy next season. I'm not team. There's a very small scenario where we keep him, in my opinion, as far as moving on after this season. And that would probably be if he won the Super Bowl and it was because of his arm, then I'd be like, okay. But even if we win the Super Bowl and it's just like he played solid, but we have an awesome defense and a lot of good playmakers and stuff like that. So there's just my spot where I'm at right now with Sam Darnold specifically, but that is also coming off of not his best performance.
I did apology to Kevin O'Connell because after that game, I was blaming Kevin O'Connell for having plays or just way too far. Like everything was down the field. And then I realized, a guy I follow on Twitter is posting like all 22 videos. And I was like, yeah, Sam Darnold was missing. Just didn't throw it to the right guy. It's like there's several plays like that. Right. And if he didn't have to bomb it, and he did, and that pick, there's 2 or 3 other guys that were better options. Right. It was Sam Darnold. I had to make an apology for Kevin O'Connell. I did it twice. Last time I'm apologizing to you, Kevin. Last time I'm apologizing to you. But yeah, the offense inefficiencies. Outside, why are we abandoning that screen game? I have no idea. And I thought it was a mistake to just lean on Aaron Jones too much going into the game. I thought, hey, we're going to London. He's an injury-prone dude. Give this guy a rest. Go 60-40 on the splits. And we came out of the gate. Here you go, Aaron. Here you go, Aaron. Here you go, Aaron. He gets hurt. I don't know. I just thought it was a bad decision. But
yeah, I would say with him, I agree. Obviously, I do respect that he kind of is going for those long throws, even though in those scenarios, like you got to know, like you're 4th and 2, you get the set first down, things like that. But I do respect that he's going for it because obviously, like when you get into the playoffs and stuff like that, and there's big moments, like at least you know he's not afraid of trying to go long. Something that we were worried about Kirk Cousins at times or at certain parts of the game, unless where now Kirk Cousins has definitely turned everything around as far as like closing games and being on during those moments. But so it's like with Sam Darnold, I'm like, I respect that you're going deep. You're not playing too safe, which is something I'm really worried about with the quarterbacks. But at the same time, of course, you got to take what defense gives you too.
Yeah, and my hope was taking those deep shots early was the way of showing Sauce and DJ Reed, like, we're not afraid to test you guys downfield. Yeah. And I thought it was going to open up things in the middle, and we just never got to that point. Like you said, Dave, and there was multiple plays where he had Addison or Johnny Munt running wide open over the middle, but he took the shot to Jefferson instead.
And I did one screen play, and it was a freaking tight end screen again. I'm like, God damn it.
Right.
The 4th and 2 was the biggest one for me. Like that one right there is like, why?
That's when everybody turned on the offense.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell, his short yardage play calling, it's been questionable since last year. It's like, I get it, like it's a good time to catch him off guard, but sometimes in certain situations you just got to get that first down and keep moving. Like that's like I get it. I get doing it every now and then, but you can't do it every time that you're in the short situation for first time.
We had a same situation that happened with that. Just the game against the Packers too. I think it was like 3rd and 2 or something like that we did that again. Hey, everybody, before moving on though, we're giving away the Jordan Addison rookie card. Get the hashtag Skols in the comments. Subscribe to our channel, GG Sports Podcast. Go to Mike Sports Vibez on YouTube. His YouTube channel's in the description. Go subscribe to him. And then of course, Dave with Minnesota Sports Talk. Get the hashtag Skols in the comments. We'll give the card away at the end of the show. Yard, you know how it is. Let's get it. I see a couple more people. Sarah, I see you. Adam, my guys in the building. What's going on, dude? Chris, I see you. Mark, Phil, my dude. Let's go. 5-0, going for 6. I think it's gonna happen. We'll get into more than that in a second here. George Blunt, Bob, Eric, let's go. One thing I want to say about Sam Darnold though is I did say, I don't know what show it was, Casey. I don't know if it's after the Houston game or whatever, but I did say there's going to be a point in this season where Sam Darnold's going to have a bad game. And of course it happens to everybody. Josh Allen has like 2 of them already on the year. And then he goes back and has a really good game. So, and we talked about this before. It's all about like, how can you like come back from that game? And you could say that he responded in just that Jets game. I mean, he came in at the end of the game and helped put us in a position to score points on the board when we really needed to. But this game against the Lions is really going to be a big test on him as far as like, do we really see him bounce back after having a pretty bad game and, ends up looking. One thing I do want to say, one more thing, is I was at that game and it was misty and really wet and things like that. So
well, and
you couldn't really tell on TV.
It was like it wasn't raining. It was just like a constant.
It's called London.
And I do think that the London aspect is real, right? Because Aaron Rodgers, even like this was the only what they say, like the 6th time he's ever thrown 3 interceptions in a game, and the first time ever he's thrown 2 in 1/2. Like it affects. I mean, obviously the time change, not getting as much sleep as everything. Like the whole thing affects it all, right? But I personally think that I think this is going to be the game where because Jones, we'll see how the hamstring does at practice tomorrow. He said he's going to practice tomorrow and decide if he's going to go or not. But I think this is going to be a shootout type of game, and I think this is going to be one where Darnold is going to have to be slinging it all over the place all the time. And exactly, and just like Mark says, but the thing that that makes me feel better about this is the Lions pass defense isn't great. I know you can get after Terry and Arnold for a couple penalties. So I think this is going to be a game where you're going to be able to get some yards through the air. So that's what I'm really excited about. And the Lions are good against the run, so you might need to turn to the pass a little bit more often. So I think Darnold's going to have a great opportunity after a bye to adjust to what he did wrong the last couple games. And I think he's going to have a great chance to bounce back. And we're gonna need him to. I'm excited for this one. Like this is this is the most excited I've been for a game this year, I think, just because it is
crazy.
It is a juggernaut. It is a juggernaut battle. There's a lot of strengths for its strengths, a lot of strengths for its weaknesses. It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch.
How often can you say? How often we've ever said that the NFC goes through the North? It's pretty crazy.
I think the NFC North has the top 4 teams in point differential in the league.
That's
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
The Bears are a little bit of empty calories considering the 4 victories are combined. They have a combined 4 wins, but I think the other teams are pretty legit.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
Bears are good. I mean, they're not bad.
They have a lot of talent. They have a ton of talent on that team. It's
Though
just,
you can definitely say that they're not as good as everybody.
Weak ass schedule is giving Eberflus an extra year. Good.
right. I know, right? Exactly. No, I don't know, man. I just dude, I don't know. I feel good about this game. I know me and Casey's talked about a little bit, and Casey's kind of like, but he's kind of been like that all year as far as like thinking every game's going to be close. I think you gave one. I don't know. One of your games was
the freaking Packer game was the one where I said it was going to be a 14-point game or something.
Yeah.
What happened there?
But this is at home.
I'm done. I'm done picking blowouts. Let's just put it that way, man.
Yeah.
As long as we get the dub, that's all that matters.
This is one of those games where it's like,
get the dub.
Just get the, because it's weird. Like, you're against a Jets team that people thought had a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. And even though our offense wasn't great, like, we still come out with the win, but then people are kind of looking at it almost like a loss. Same with that Packers game. Like, I get it. We allowed that big comeback, and I get why, like, we were really high at one point, and then you're coming down, you get a little bit nervous. But at the end of the day, I'm like, these are good. These aren't like bad teams.
These are good teams.
These are good teams that you're winning against. Well, the Jets, we'll see. Well, with Devonta Adams now, I'm sure you'll see maybe a turnaround there. But
the one thing that's impressed me, though, if you put San Francisco, you put the Packers, and you put the
Texans,
the Jets, all three of them, we had a drive at the end of the game to give us that extra cushion,
right?
To keep the win, right? And where is that the whole second half? But
right,
you know,
and the biggest thing, and when we do get into range, for once in our lives, the kicker walks up and we're like, okay, cool, I can go grab a beer from the fridge. I don't even need to watch. He's going to make this thing. So,
dude, I love it. That was a good pick in the 6th round.
It was.
Oh, Jesus. I hate
mad about it, too.
I hate drafting kickers, but oh my God, I have the stamp of approval on this dude.
Dude, he's only, I think, he's not in here yet. My guy,
Darren's a big.
Yeah, Darren's the hardcore Will Riker guy. But yeah, so far he's the only kicker in the league who has at least 9 field goals and hasn't missed a kick yet.
Hasn't missed.
There's a bunch of posts about him today, and I was like, I posted a picture of Ron Burgundy with a boner walking around. That's what I think of him when dude, TMI, everybody,
he's
TMI.
Good. He's clutch.
Dude, he
what's your biggest concern against the Lions? Mine is honestly their defensive tackle, Aleem McNeil.
Yeah,
he is just something like our offensive line. Garrett Bradbury, Blake Brano. I don't know if Dalton Risner's gonna play. I don't even know what's going on with Dalton Risner. Yeah, he's not playing. All right, and then Ed Ingram. Like, are they going to be able to? I don't want to say stop him, but contain him long enough for Sammy D to have time in that pocket to find our outside weapons. That's my only concern on the Lions defense. I'm not scared of the Lions defense at all, honestly. And I want to say prayers up to Hutchinson. Right. It sucks that he got hurt, man. That was dag. But there's rumors that they trying to get Max Crosby now and Garrett Miles. So they trying to replace him with there's rumors floating around. I'm not sure how.
Yeah. Be expensive. That'd be really expensive.
It'd be extremely expensive, which, I mean, if they really think they have a shot, which I don't think they do because they have us in the way. But no, I agree with you. That is concerning. I would say that out of a lot of these defensive lines, especially without Hutchinson, I think this is one of the weakest we've dealt with now, especially against, like, I mean, the Giants and the 49ers. It doesn't really get much tougher than that as far as defensive lines. And we were able to keep him upright. So without Hutchinson, and Hutchinson usually plays on the left side of the line, I believe, right? So he would have been up against Brian O'Neill. So now without him, I mean, hopefully Brian O'Neill doesn't have too much struggle against whoever he's up against and can help Ed Ingram or whatever. With that interior. So I would say I'm obviously with Hutchinson, I was a lot more worried. Without him, I'm feeling definitely better because in Casey, I mean, I'm stealing his stat that he found, but Aiden Hutchinson had 47% of all the pressures for the Lions this year.
Wow.
Like, you take 10 of their sacks.
Yeah, 47 and sacks. 47%. So almost half of their pressures in sacks came from that one player. Now you just take that out of the whole.
He was defensive MVP, right? That's
great
his
so far.
Candidate.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's a huge hit in the secondary, on the defensive line, everything.
That may open up Grenard. for having a shot at that, honestly.
Hey, right?
Yeah. But I mean, and if you want to talk about Grenard, like if you want, like, because I mean, I was also looking at a stat that I believe Jared Goff's quarterback rating drops about 40 points when he's pressured, and that's the thing. Like, obviously, we're really, and Mark Phil, I agree with that one for sure as well. I mean, obviously, we're really excited about what Grenard and Van Ginkel have done, but you're going up against arguably the top offensive line in the league this year, right? And they're stacked at corner. Obviously, Penei Sewell, the left tackle, his name escapes me. I was just looking at him earlier. Whatever his name, but I mean, like Taylor Decker, I think. Yeah, they have two of the top tackles in the league. So, but if you can get after Goff, he'll make a few mistakes, but it's tough to get after Goff with his offensive line. So that's going to be a big one. Flores is going to have to be creative. And I'm pretty sure Goff is pretty good against the blitz because he gets the ball out so quick. So blitzing, I mean, you're going to need to do it, but you're going to need to be creative with how you rush him. And I trust Brian Flores to do that, but it's going to be a test for sure.
We got to stop that run.
One thing that complained about years before is we in 22 for sure was we knew what the offense knew what we were doing. But they don't know what we're doing now, and we honestly made every quarterback look confused so far. And it's like, this is amazing to watch. This is the most excited about a defense I've been, I don't know, in a while. I'm probably more excited about it than even 2017. I just think it's, all we had then was like the double A gap thing going on for us. Now it's I have no idea what's coming. Absolutely no idea. And I'm excited. It's like opening a present Christmas morning on every play, it seems.
Yeah, and we're getting turnovers like everywhere, every kind, pick sixes.
And our corners, they're it should be in walkers, but they're playing amazing.
Yeah. And Mike, I heard you mention the run game, and I think like Mark Phil said too, like that's a big concern.
Got to stop it.
That's the biggest concern.
We're number 2 in the league.
We haven't faced a running game like this yet, right? I mean, Jordan Mason was good in the game against us, but they have 2 running backs that are 2 totally different types of backs. But it's not like one where it's like you have one like workhorse guy, another one that kind of spells them. Like you have 2 guys that would be legitimate number 1 workhorse backs on different teams if they were split up. And having them both together is so difficult because you have to game plan for 2 different styles. So if you game plan for one, they're just going to toss Gibbs in there and do some outside runs and use him in the screen game. Not like Montgomery can't do that, but Montgomery is more like their power guy. So it is a concern. And I mean, and that's the thing. If you can't get after the run, then they're allowed to open their whole offense. You see all the trick plays that they run. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown, who, I mean, you're looking at a top 5 to 10 receiver in the NFL. Just the way that he always gets open. Like it is a concern. You got to, like you said, you got to stop that run. That needs to be key number 1 is limit that run game and make Goff have to throw the ball, which is weird to say because he's so efficient with it, but that's what you got to do.
Yeah, and just what's going on, Johnny? What's going on? Skol
and yes, Cashman
Barber. We saw you in here.
George Cashman is probably out with the turf toe. So,
actually, let me bring
Kamu can step right in for him. We've seen how he's played this year. So
just to kind of go through real quick on injuries, I know they had like a couple of their offensive linemen resting today, but Brian Branch was limited with a knee. Other than that,
thanks for dropping in.
Cornerback Carlton Davis did not participate. So nothing crazy. Obviously, Hutchinson, we already know about that. So ours, Blake Cashman did not participate. Caleb Evans did not. Patrick Jones didn't participate today. So I didn't really hear much about that until now. Aaron Jones did not. And then, like Casey, I think you already mentioned that. Yeah, shoulder. And then on tomorrow, he's going to try to practice and we'll have a better idea of what things will look like for him. It does sound like when he was taken out, it was somewhat precautionary. He felt tightness before the game started. He kind of felt it again, and they just pulled him out instead of trying to keep pushing him.
Yeah, and they said it's like because he had said hip, but they made it like I guess they said it's like the part of the hip that connects to the hamstring. So it is more of a hamstring injury than a hip. Is what they're.
Yep.
Which I know people said he has had hamstring issues in the past,
and that's what I'm nervous about.
Definitely concerning for sure. But
Harrison Phillips did not participate today. Also shoulder. And then Dalton Reisner and TJ Hawkinson were limited today. So it'll be interesting.
We'll keep an eye on Caleb Evans. I know you guys are worried about whether or not he'll play.
I need him out there. That would be
killer. We need him out here.
On special teams, too.
On special teams.
Come up there on special teams. He's
we need him on special teams so bad.
Badly.
Yeah, so that's where we're at with those.
and obviously, I know we brought in Cam Akers, which I like Cam Akers. He knows the offense. I don't think he's enough of a needle mover to like be a true 1-to-1 replacement for you know.
Let me hit up Too Evil here, Mike.
Fine,
dude. Hey, dude, Too Evil, my guy, with the $5. Hi, GG, Mike and Dave. Let's go out and get Dexter Lawrence for whatever it takes. Also, cut Embiid. Trade for Wentz. Dang, taking shots. Yeah, dude. I mean, if there's any way, I mean, we could probably hit that at some point in this episode's on trade deadlines, but I don't see a scenario where we can get Dexter Lawrence. It'd be insane if that was a possibility.
I mean, they're just
Quentin Williams.
The Giants just aren't. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not very good this year, but they're not in a
Williams.
spot to give him up because they're going to be in a prime position for a quarterback next year in the draft. They have a good receiver. They have pieces on that defense.
Right.
Like, it wouldn't make any sense because
And he's arguably the best at his position.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome.
That's my guy.
Sexy
just
Dexter, I love that.
Circling back real quick to the running backs, though, is just like you guys are saying. That's just going to be the main thing is stopping the running backs, though. Like Dave mentioned, we are first or second in the NFL against the run this year, which is a big surprise to me because we didn't have we're literally everybody's talking about wanting another defensive tackle. I think it's more of a pass rush standpoint, I guess, from the line. But so, I mean, if anybody has a better shot at stopping these guys, I do think it's us. And with the way Brian Flores plays and all his pass rushing and all those kinds of things, I'm just hoping that if we can just put pressure, I think this is another game. Like the run's going to be there. It's going to be tough. We're going to have to figure it out. But again, we just can't let it set up the passing. And as long as we can put pressure on Goff and not let that happen, I do think that'd be like the key for us on defense. And me and Casey were talking about this today is these, as far as like their pass catchers goes, they got some good guys. I'm around St. Brown. I do think he's one of the best at his positions in the league. Sam Laporta, who's AKA screwing me in fantasy football this year. He's like, they're not using him the way that they should be. And then, Jameson Williams, but those guys good. It's a really good pass catchers. But as far as the teams we've played, easily much worse than what we faced against in Houston. And we only allowed, how many did we allow? 6 points against Houston? Or 10 points or whatever?
Destroyed Houston.
Destroyed Houston. San Francisco, worse than San Francisco, worse than Green Bay. So it's like, if we can keep those running backs in check and we don't let them open up that pass, like I'm not that worried about their pass. They're not the hardest. I don't even think they're the most explosive offense that we've played. Houston, they're 4-1. The only loss is to us.
I will say I do think the Lions are the most complete offense that we've faced, though.
Complete because of their running backs.
Yeah, because they have the running backs. I think they I mean, obviously the 49ers had an explosive pass game as well, but it just feels like with the way the Lions are clicking and playing right now, that this is the most complete offense that we've seen yet. Just with how good their running game is. Yeah, and the fact that the Goff is just throwing so efficiently, getting the ball out of his hands quickly, and they have guys that can do a lot after the catch, and then they have Jameis, who's their deep guy. So,
Jameis.
But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But again, I trust Brian Flores to do what he does, right? And again, like we've talked about a bunch, the offensive line, like that's a big aspect.
Right. That is a big aspect of it.
It's best offensive line in the league. It's crazy. So,
what's your opinion on? Like we was talking about the running back situation. So say Aaron Jones doesn't play. Do you have confidence in Ty Chandler to be RB1 and Cam Akers to be running back 2? Do you think it's going to be a threat enough that they might bite off of that play action? Because Sammy D loves that play action. Kevin O'Connell loves that play action. Do you think it's going to be successful? Are we going to be successful running the ball if we have Ty and Cam as a running
not
back?
as much.
No,
not as much. There was obviously a big drop off from Aaron Jones to Ty Chandler last year. I mean, I would so far outside of that one pretty good game. I think it was a week 2.
Yeah,
against San Francisco. Ty Chandler's been kind of disappointing. I would say so far. Cam Akers, obviously, we saw a lot of really good stuff from him last year. This is his first game with
outside of playing us. Outside of playing us, he had the really good games. He just had like 6 or 7 carries though.
Yeah, and
he's over 4.5. He's like 4.5 yards.
He got the treat, and he got the
outside of the Texans
Gibbs
game.
Montgomery are about to get this week against us.
Oh my God.
But no, Cam Akers. Yeah, exactly, Dave. So Cam Akers, I do think there's a chance if we can get him into this offense right away, which obviously he already knows from last year. I feel like he's going to be the more important player. I'm assuming you'd see Ty Chandler coming out and taking the first reps in the beginning. But I think both of them, I think with Cam Akers here, if the Lions feel like they can like take focus away from that, I think it'll be a mistake with them now with Cam Akers here. At least, right. I mean, I'm hoping so. But hopefully Aaron Jones is good to go. He's going to practice.
I know,
tomorrow.
right? I'm hoping.
He's going to be all set.
Yeah, Gary, for sure. And that's the thing. And we know that no matter what, they're not going to abandon the run. So they're going to keep trying it, and we're going to have to be prepared for it for sure.
Right.
But yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
And again, there's a lot of interesting. I mean, there's a ton of interesting matchups to watch here. I mean,
right.
I mean, our corners have played really, really, really well. Jamie and I were talking before how it's not like I almost sometimes forget that Shaq Griffin's even on this team just because they barely ever talk about him. So exactly. So like, I mean, I think they are gonna have their hands full. I mean, because like we talked about, Amon-Ra St. Brown can do it all. He is kind of he can run all the routes. He can catch it from wherever. He can run short, long. He can do it all. But just the big thing is, no matter who's watching him, you just cannot let Jamison Williams get behind you. Like that's for me in their pass game. That's the one thing. Like, you can't let him. Can't let him hit that home run ball. That's kind of what he does. He's had long touchdowns in I think 3 games this year so far. So it's like, for me, that's like Amon-Ra's Amon-Ra. He'll get his, but just do not let JMO beat you deep. Like that's the big thing for me when it comes to their passing attack.
Right. But we stopped Diggs, Tank Dell, and Nico Collins healthy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's way better than those guys that you just talked about as a group, as a collective. I would say the same. I mean, you could argue Nico Collins
like a Hondo
same skill level as St. Brown.
But the difference between the Texans and the Lions is the Texans don't got a run game like the Lions do.
No,
they
play action.
They didn't against us. They didn't against us. I mean, now that Joe Mixon's back, he's
That's true. I forgot about Joe Mixon was out.
And actually, their running back in that game was Cam.
Right.
So, I mean,
and they only gave him the ball like 7 or 8 times. It was.
Is that a good?
They barely ran the ball that entire game.
Right,
well, dude, we knew they had to pass.
I guess that it does factor in.
But that's what I don't know, man. Honestly, I mean, I'll just say it right now. Home, we've played so great at home so far, beat top teams in the NFL.
Huge. That is a huge.
And we're home again. That's a huge difference. We're going in. That's another thing. Like we went in Lambeau. Like everyone talks about the comeback, whatever. Like I get it. That's annoying that happened. But that was in Lambeau, and even like I mean, the Jets. I mean, the game in England was definitely like a home game or whatever. But it's still not. It isn't Minnesota. It's not US Bank. And we're still winning those games. But at home, we've been fantastic. And I just think that's going to keep going. I think we're going to smash the Lions. I think we're going to smash the Lions. Give me a score. Especially without Aiden. I'll give you a score. Especially without Aiden Hutchinson. On top of that, like if you would have told me the one player on that team I'm worried about, it was going to be Aiden Hutchinson 100%. And now he's someone that we do not have to worry about. Outside of him, I would have probably said the combo of Gibbs and Montgomery, which is still worrisome. But yeah, all right. I'm going to say 31-17.
Dang.
31-17.
Let's go.
I think Sam Darnold is going to come back. I think we went through this bye week. Like, all right, we have to get our offense rolling here against this defense that's been solid, but they just lost their best player. We talked about it. 47% of pressures came from one guy, Aiden Hutchinson, and he's not going to be in this game.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not worried about that defense. I think we might see a lot of our offense's game. And then Brian Flores' defense, nobody's figured it out yet. Nobody's figuring it out. All the points that are coming against his defense is coming in the second half when every team is playing from behind. So I don't know. I think we're going to smash the Lions. I think it's a home game specifically because of homes. If we were going to Detroit, maybe I'll give you a little closer score, but that's not how I feel on this one. I think we're going to go baby.
Again, the home field advantage is huge. Like maybe with the ticket prices, I mean, it's still going to be full, but you know, what it is, they'll sell the seats and everything. But I mean, that is going to be. I mean, this is the biggest game at US Bank Stadium, biggest regular season game at US Bank Stadium in about as long as I can remember, right? Like where, I mean, you have a divisional game where the freaking Lions are like one of the top dogs in the NFC. The Vikings are undefeated. Like this is going to be a monster game. I have been thinking about this one since Monday, and I am very, very, very excited for this one. That stadium is going to be absolutely rocking. We saw what it was doing for the 49ers and Texans game. Imagine this one. Just the big thing is don't sell the tickets to Lions fans.
Yeah.
Make purple. But show up. Do not let Lions fans take over our stadium.
Yeah, dude, I don't even care. They're not going to take over, dude. Our Vikings fan. I mean, we're on another level. There's not even enough. If we went to Detroit, we outbeat them. They're worried about us coming there. We're not worried about them coming here. And I want to say, holy crap, with Gary that was the same thing everybody said against 49ers. That's the same thing everybody said against Houston. We all underestimated those. Every single one in this underestimated the scores that we were going to put in this game, the score differentials in both those games.
Right.
And we killed them. We smashed them, especially Houston. That's huge. They're 4-1. They're a top 5 team right now. And I do like, I don't think it matters if you see it. Without Aiden Hutchinson, that defense does not scare me at all. If we don't have Aaron Jones, that would be tough. That would be a little bit more difficult for sure. But if we do have Aaron Jones and we do have TJ Hawkinson and we do have Jordan Addison, a player we didn't have against Houston, and we do have Justin Jefferson, I just think our offense matches up way better against their defense than their offense against our defense.
Now my thought process here is like every game this year so far, the defense has stepped up. We haven't had to worry about them. The offense has done their thing when they have to. Mm-hmm. There is going to be a time this season where the defense is going to falter. And in my opinion, this is going to be that week to me where the defense. But I think it's going to.
Why? Why do you think that?
It's going to be. I was getting there. Let me talk. It's going to be down to the offense and Kevin O'Connell. They're going to be like. It's going to be this time where it's like, okay, like he's going to have to go to Darnold. Be like the defense. They're struggling against this high-powered Lions offense. It's up to us to score with them. So I think this is going to be the game where the offense is going to have to take over. Darnold's going to have to be slinging it. He's going to have to be accurate. He's going to have to be effective. He's going to have to take some shots and get Justin Jefferson involved early. I feel this game is going to be an absolute bloodbath shootout. Like
I hope not.
Like just brawl. I think I'm going like 37-34 in this one. I think it's going to be tightly contested. I think it's going to be an absolute. I mean, just like Grenard said, it's going to be a dogfight. Like it's going to be body blows, having to, no punts, just score whenever you can. It's going to be a high scoring affair. I think it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be one of the most exciting games on the docket. I think it's going to be stressful. It's going to be a back and forth affair. It's going to be one of those really, really fun games just because it's a divisional game. The Lions are.
That's what we all said about the Packers.
It's gonna be something.
Packers made a comeback, but we smashed them in Lambeau in the first half. And you can say what you want in the second half. Everybody can say we didn't take the foot off the gas. We weren't being cute. We weren't trying to force Aaron Jones a touchdown. I don't know. I know what I saw in that second half. We were playing with our food in that game. We demolished them in that first half. A division game in the toughest, arguably the toughest stadium in all of football in Lambeau Field in a divisional game.
Talk that talk.
This is a different team. And as far as the defense goes, I'm not expecting our defense. That's why I feel so when I was at that Jets game and after the game, there's people who were thinking that we were going to lose. Like, all right, it's Aaron Rodgers, 2 minutes left. He's going to come down the field and he's going to beat us. And I was not feeling that way. And the only reason why I wasn't feeling that way is because how confident we can feel in our defense this year. Just like in 2009 and 2017, other than the Eagles game. It's just, you get that feeling like if our defense is this good and this consistent as it's been all year against some of the best teams in the NFL. And I have to check. I don't know who all the Lions have played this year and see, I'm assuming we've had a more difficult schedule than they have up to this point, going to the point of what our offense ranks compared to theirs. Mm-hmm. Especially, I mean, we play like the Jets have arguably a top 3 secondary in the NFL. That's something that needs to be talked about with what happened with Sam Darnold and all those things. Yeah. But I don't know. That's why, I mean, all those things, I think it's going to be not as close as everybody thinks, just like all the other games against those good teams. At least this one, maybe the next time around when we go to Detroit. But I think at home, we're playing unbelievable. And I think we're just going to keep it up.
I think Sammy D is going to get his swag back against the Lions, man. I think he's going to be the Sammy D when he threw that 97-yard touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson against the 49ers in the end zone. I think we're going to get that type of Sammy D, and he's going to be accurate. He's not going to be selling passes over anybody. He's going to do his thing. I got a feeling that Sammy D is going to have a good game, but I don't know about our defense giving up 30. We just said 34 points. I don't know about our defense giving up 34 points. I don't know about. I mean, I don't know about that, but anything is possible. But I don't think that. I don't know. That means that the Lions ran all over us. That means that they doing everything to us. If that happens, I don't know if our offense can keep up. If that happens, I don't know. I hope that don't happen. I
hope it doesn't either. I'm just saying I could see it becoming that type of a game where you just got to keep scoring with them.
You got to believe, dude. This Vikings team is good as hell.
I
know you believe. I know you believe. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about just a chat in general. Like I get it. We can. There's
a lot of positivity. I think they're just saying like pump the brakes on the fact that we got this game in the bag right now.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
it's tough, man.
It is, and we could. I mean, it is all those reasons like divisional game, all those things. Absolutely, it's true. We could come in lose this game. Chances of us going 17-0 are basically almost impossible. Even though we'll see what happens. but like, and I do have the people in the chat saying the Lions schedule they have not played a lot of good defenses. Like we've been playing good defenses and good offenses. Like this is what we've done is way more impressive than what the Lions have done, even though they're 4-1, in my opinion. And they're just coming to our home. They're coming to our home that we've played fantastic on against great teams and great defenses. And I don't know. I don't think they're the same level. I get it. They're 4-1.
Well, I'm just saying. I think it would fill us with a lot more confidence if we knew our offense, and that's kind of why I'm thinking this. It's not necessarily what I think is going to happen. It's like one of those games I'd want to see. Like you never want to see a Brian Flores defense struggle because then that opens up questions about that. But I want to see if this offense can get into a slugfest like that and just have to keep scoring and keep up with the team that can score like the Lions can. Like that's more or less what I'm saying here. Like I don't want to see the defense struggle. I think they could very well shut down the Lions, but I'm just saying like. I would honestly kind of like to see our offense get into a game like that, just to know that if it comes down to in the playoffs, we can do it. Because that's the biggest question. Like we know the defense is legit, but there's still people that do question like, can Kevin O'Connell keep up the consistent play calling? Can Darnold keep doing what he did in the first three and a half games? Like there's a lot of those questions, and I just want to see those questions be answered. Like if it comes at the expense of the defense, I guess it kind of is what it is there, right? And we all know the defense is going to figure it out. Like it's a Brian Flores defense. We've seen if we have a bad game, we've seen more times than not that our defense can be legit. So,
hey,
I'm gonna go with the Vikings luminary Daniel Jeremiah, who's picked us again to win this game.
Let's go.
I won't pick us to lose unless Daniel Jeremiah picks us to lose.
Did he have a score, Dave? Did he have a score?
It's 28-24. I was going to go 27-24 because, Will Reichard's got to score. Otherwise, it's not right.
Right.
But I could see us holding them down. I think good defenses beat good offenses a lot of the time. It's just that the team with the good defense better have a decent offense to at least outscore the other team. That's I think that's what Casey's talking about is that we got to have an offense that can hang or score more than the other team. And I don't think I think their defense was ranked like 13th, but this was a pretty bad defense past few years. I think Aiden Hutchinson was a lot of that, and that's why I think that's why we're favored in this game is because Aiden's out. And Daniel Jeremiah picked us. Those are the two reasons.
Yeah, that is sound. The Daniel Jeremiah one. He's been rocking with us. Yeah, he's been rocking with us. And dude. And obviously, you never know what can happen. I'm hoping. I do get all that. We've only been down 3 minutes this year or something like that. Whole year.
3.5.
So we haven't really been
able to work on that.
What happens when we're down in our offense? And Sam Darnold hasn't been in a comeback situation at all this year. Right. Though he's been in situations where he needed to get down the field.
Yeah, high pressure, and we named those 3 games that he did that in, and those were big time drives for us.
And I think the biggest 2 were the Packers and the Jets, because it was a game where second half the offense was struggling to move the ball, but when you needed them to in those games,
clutch
is when Darnold was at his best. Like he had the 2 big throws to JJ against the Packers, and then he had the throws to Justin Jefferson and Johnny Munt against the Jets. So like we've seen it when they need to score points, they can do it, or when they need to move the ball. But like Jamie said, you want to see that in the third quarter, not just at the end of the fourth.
Making the Jets have to score a touchdown was huge. And they kick a field goal and they tie the game there.
Right. Which I mean, but to the point where just like, not being able to move the ball enough in the third quarter, like that has been kind of one of the main concerns about Kevin O'Connell coached offense, is like for some reason in those middle game points, when you're,
I heard it was the quarterback. Is it Kevin O'Connell now?
There's not really a lot of flow.
That's
so
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
It's Kirk Cousins' ghost. Is that what it is?
No, we're not doing
Kirk
that.
Cousins.
No, not
Cousins is still doing that.
Jamie was the first person to mention his name today.
Cousins is literally doing that right now for the Falcons, where they're doing nothing in the second and third quarters, and then he's, to his credit for sure, and we've seen it the last couple of years as a Viking.
Oh my God.
Is he's coming?
I just wound up Jamie.
And he's coming on. I blame him.
It was funny that Thursday night game was the Kirk Cousins experience. 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, win by 3. Like that is,
I know, win by 3.
And you fucking hold their, can the defense strap it down a little bit?
I respect him. He's playing good.
That's a hell of a running game they can unleash. They got a good running game.
What's up, Mike?
He's telling us to stop.
I just want to say this. I just want to say this real quick. My concern about the Vikings offense is when the defense gets a turnover, like an interception or a fumble, we got to capitalize on the mistakes, man. We got to start capitalizing and finish the drives. Like, now, not just get field goals, get a touchdown or get some type of points. Because there's plenty of times when the Vikings get a turnover and you're like, oh, we could get a field goal or get some points. Our offense goes 3 and out, or they turn the ball over, or, we have to capitalize on what our defense been doing this whole season. If we would have capitalized every single time when they get a turnover, we'll be blowing out every single team. Like, I'm telling you. But that's the question about Kevin O'Connell and his play calling, is if his play calling isn't good in that second half, because the first half is it's pretty good, but that second half is just like they forget I don't know what's going on in the second half. They like forget their offense. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man.
We'll have to figure that out. We do got someone coming in here. Hey, Rap, I see you, my guy. Hey, thank you to Evo. We got a pretty big Lions fan, to say the least here.
He's lukewarm about him.
He's lukewarm about it. I'm sure he's picking the Vikings this week, but we'll find out right now. We got Mike in the building.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Thank you for having me on tonight.
Dang, for a second there, I thought you had your posse in the house behind you.
Yeah, we're all hanging out right now. We all decided to do one single post. They're just sitting there not moving at all. It's real.
Is that a dog?
What is that? Jared Goff? Is that Dan Campbell?
Is that the off? Is that?
Yeah, I got Rory. That's our that's our
mascot.
That's our mascot right there, in between our head coach Dan Campbell and our head macho man Jared Goff. And, of course, Brad Holmes, our general manager, out there on the piano.
And it's not too often that we have 2 Lions fans on our show at the same time, with Casey and you here.
Yeah.
Since the Lions are his second team.
Fan.
Hey, man, we take them all in. Come on, jump on in
it's
here.
It's a big tent. The Lions are a big tent team. They'll bring out any fan in.
Hey, come on in. The Honolulu Blue and Kool-Aid's for everybody.
Never.
So, Mike, Jamie over here is predicting that the Vikings have this game in hand pretty handily. What are your thoughts on that?
Look, man, it's going to be a tough game right there. I think for both teams, we're always going back and forth between us and our squads. I do have the Lions winning this game in a high-scoring game. I think I have 32-28.
Ooh, I have 37-34 Vikes winning it.
Oh, okay.
I said 27-24.
I think it's gonna be a shootout. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 2 offenses right now that are juggernauts, and Justin Jefferson, great. Obviously, Sam Darnold's doing awesome. Your guys' offensive line is amazing. It's like the same type of situation.
Can we clip that? I've never heard that said before.
Hold on, what?
Clip that.
Clipped already.
Yeah,
it's been playing good. Yeah,
Sam Darnold standing in the pocket, man, and he's delivering his targets. And look, if you want to be able to stop him, you got to get to him, and that's what happens when you build a pretty good offensive line. We know that over here in Detroit.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
Yeah, you do. I do have a question though. So how do you feel? Obviously, not great, and like Mike said earlier, like the whole Aiden Hutchinson situation is a huge bummer, no matter what team you root for or whatever. But how does that make you feel as far as like, how do you think that affects Detroit? Do you think, I don't know a lot of the other guys that will come in and replace him, I guess, and try to fill those shoes. Like, how do you feel about their pass rush now? We were talking about this before. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson has half the Lions sacks, has half their pressures. So where are you at with just where this Lions defense is going forward? And even if you want to answer, like, do you after that, like, even if do you think the Lions should even go and explore options, trade options or whatever for that position?
Man, it was a punch in the gut for Hutch to go down. That was a brutal, brutal break too. So if anybody's seen it, hey, yeah. So, but his surgery went well. It was a clean break. Should be back in 4 months. That's what they're saying. So 4 to 6 months.
Wow.
So it's a good recovery at least from the plan. And it was a fracture that was not compound. So nothing broke the skin, unlike Alex Smith, where he got the infection and they thought potentially could lose his leg. So he didn't have that. That's huge. So good prognosis for him going forward. It's a big hit to the Lions defensive line, no doubt about it. I mean, he was the leading candidate for defensive player of the year. The guy gets sacks, but this defense is really good. Even without him, this defense is much improved from what was last year. Even with Aiden Hutchinson not on this defense right now, I'd take this defense 100 out of 100 times over last year. The secondary is balling. Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch right now are getting.
Oh, you said a swear word right there for us.
Oh, Brian Branch and Kirby.
No,
Kirby
Joseph.
Kirby.
Okay, yeah. You guys don't like Kirby, right?
And hopefully TJ Hawkinson plays.
Yeah, right. So we'll see if TJ Hawkinson. This would be a debut. This would be the perfect debut game, right, for him to come
he
back.
hasn't beat the Lions yet. Or get reminded about that.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to, right? I'm sure he really wants to. Yeah. So, you guys not a big fan of Kirby over there. Our secondary too, Carlton Davis, Terry Darnold is way better than what it was last year. The interior of the defensive line's really good. Lee McNeil. Levi Nuzurike is probably the biggest player that you haven't heard of a lot, but he's having an extreme impact this year. Look, our pass rush is going to go down a little bit, but our defense is still good. So you guys should take advantage. It's going to be difficult to get to your quarterback. It's going to be hard.
So I was going to ask, how do you feel about Terry Darnold? I know Jamie and I were pretty big fans of him coming into the draft. Obviously, I mean, I think what a lot of people see from the outside looking in are the penalties, the pass interference and defensive holding and stuff. But how are you feeling about him? Because obviously he was one of the top corners in the draft. Showing that he was the first round pick. How's his development going? How do you guys feel about him this year for sure?
I feel great about him. Yes, the penalties has been something that he's having issues with, but if you're talking about somebody who stays with the receiver, he is never getting burnt. He hasn't got burnt yet. He stays with the receiver every time, very physical guy. He's not taking it down. He's getting better. Last week was less penalties that he's had all year. He's getting better on that front. I love the pick. Our secondary is so much improved, and we play a lot of man, and he excels in man. And you're going to see it. He's going to be very sticky, whoever he's going to be on, Addison or whoever it is. But the only issue with him right now is the penalties. You got to stop with the pass interference. You got to stop grabbing. You got to use your hands smartly and not grab people. So I have no doubt about it that he'll probably get penalized in this game, but he's getting better on that front every single game. But yes, you guys are probably going to try to take advantage of that.
This last Jets game, I think that's where we kind of shined because even though maybe one was pretty much bullshit, but Jefferson not only got 90 yards, but he probably got 90 yards in penalties because of the defensive penalties, holding, pass interference, things like that, that we did take advantage of that. We are throwing the ball downfield. we're giving them a shot, things like that. So that's good on our part then, if you think that's something you guys got to work on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's got and Carlton Davis as well. So wide receivers are taking advantage of that so far. That's the kinks that we're working out. And you guys probably will get a couple flags. You take advantage of that in this game. I have no doubt about it. It's especially at the first drive. It's like flag.
Yeah, we're getting the Kansas City treatment now.
Yeah. Have they given Arnold the boxing gloves in practice yet?
I was hoping they would give him boxing gloves, right, or put on mittens or something, man. But he was better this past game. So each game, it's like you're looking at him we're looking at him on microscope, and he is getting better.
And then I guess the big talking point about this game when it comes down to it is your offense versus the Brian Flores defense. I mean, obviously we were talking before we hopped on here that we think on our end the biggest aspect is stop the dual-headed running back, because we haven't gone up against a running game like this yet, where you have two different running backs who are pretty different overall, but at the same time they do have some overlapping skill sets. But like, to us, that is the number one cause of concern in this game: stop the run and go from there. What are your thoughts on that, on just the offense, or your offense versus our defense in general?
No one can stop our run right now, and there's a couple of reasons for it. We picked up Kevin Zeitler this offseason as a guard, and he's been a Pro Bowl guard for the Lions. Graham Glasgow moved to left guard, and as of late, he's playing really good there. And of course, the rest of the offensive line, it's been really dominant. You can watch that in games. It's just been that way. And then you got David Montgomery. When I seen him week 1, he was playing on a different level, and then I seen it into week 2, and I said, he's trying to get an extension, and he just got an extension, and he is playing right out on this year. I don't know what he's on, steroids or something, but he's playing out of his mind right now. He is on a
breaking news right now. David Montgomery's on steroids, sent to the league.
Yes. He's playing out of his mind. Dude, he just can't, you can't tackle this guy. Yeah. So it is hard. Nobody's been able to stop the Lions' run game yet. Mm-hmm. We'll see. I expect you guys probably blitzing quite a bit in this game.
We're not as blitzy as we have been like last year, because we just got more guys. We've been rushing 4 a lot, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's smart. You're probably going to have to be aggressive, but then you got what really opened up the run game too is our pass game is so good, and we picked up Tim Patrick before the regular season, and now he has asserted himself as a really good number 3 wide receiver. So the whole field is completely opened up. And then of course you're seeing the trick plays. So it's going to be very difficult to slow this offense down. We were asking how
many hook and ladder linemen plays and bubble screens.
I've seen 3 now.
Linemen are you going to do this game?
I've seen 3 now with Taylor Decker, Dan Skipper, Penei Sewell. Those are the linemen. We've done the hook and ladder multiple times. We've done. It's crazy. They've opened up the playbook this year like they haven't done before, and I think a lot. Again,
did you get that from Varsity Blue?
I don't know where the hell he got it from. I don't know. But it's somebody who calls the plays. I'm like, it's hard to explain what's taking place. I'm like, they did a hook and lateral to Penei Sewell.
That is
the next thing we're going to see.
Am I the only one who saw that movie here, Varsity Blue, where they do a hook and ladder to a lineman?
I've seen Varsity.
I've seen the movie.
I've seen Friday Night Lights, all of them.
Oh yeah.
But it's just I don't know where he comes up with all this stuff, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see. You got probably I guess if you're going to give credit, who's been like the offensive mastermind of the season, you're probably giving it to what's his name, Ben Johnson.
Yeah,
your OC.
Yeah, your offensive coordinator, and just Campbell in general. And then on the defensive side,
we were so hoping he would take a head coach job last year.
I know, right? Hopefully next year.
He stays in Detroit for the rest of his life.
same with our guy Brian.
We're trying. That's what we want Flores to
who's like he's been like the defensive mastermind of the season, because that's if you take all the players away from this, you can boil it down. Like I know Casey already said it. Lions offense versus Brian Flores, but that's what it is Johnson versus Flores. That's like what this game comes down to, is who wins that battle. And that's something that, I don't know, that's going to be a super interesting thing. And Campbell in general, I mean, everything he does and all going forward on forward, has he been doing that as much this year? I know how the season ended for you guys last year in playoffs, and I know a lot of people are like, put that on Campbell as far as like going for it on these fourth downs and things like that. Has he been doing a lot of those fourth down attempts and everything is normal?
Yeah,
he doesn't seem like a guy that he would never change for anything.
We went on fourth down last week. It was 4th and 2, and we ran it, got the first down. He's still the same way.
At your own 10, probably.
What's that?
At your own 10, probably.
It was actually at the opponent Cowboys 35.
Okay.
But yeah, and then it was the prior week we did a fake punt at our 15.
You did that against us.
Yeah, we did it too just a couple weeks ago on our own 15-yard line. So
that's so crazy.
He's just you have no idea, and it's so crazy because you have no idea. You'd think there'd be some sort of, there's no way he'd do it on your own 15, but it's just, it happens, and you're like,
I don't think we have yet, have we? Have we run a fake anything yet?
No. I don't.
Nope, not this year. It's
coming.
It's coming.
This
Sunday.
game specifically.
But see, we're so good about it. If you notice, because they go against our special. Obviously, we have to deal with this. If you look at our coverage unit, we actually play like it's going to be a fake nearly every time. So we'll see if you guys can trick us. But we do kind of. We're used to this. Every single time I'm like, I watch our special teams. Are someone going to try to screw with us the way we do this?
Yeah, we would put Jalen Naylor in motion and just have him just do a 10-yard in and just get a first down. We do that so many times.
Yeah, for sure.
One question I have is, what's going on with Sam Laporta? As far, I mean, from outside looking in, I don't watch.
He washed up
Lions game. Yes, he washed out already. I have Laporta
on my fantasy team.
Laporta and Gibbs on my fantasy team, where Montgomery's super annoying too, which is interesting. Montgomery, his career has got, since becoming a Lion, his career is.
Yeah, why the Bears ever let him go?
I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
And that makes no sense. He didn't look like this not like this with the Bears. But now he was so good. Yeah, he's just playing super good and screwing me with Gibbs. But Sam Laporta, like, what do you think is going on with there? Do you think it's just like Jameson Williams is his coming out party kind of? So he's taking a lot. I know you talked about Tim Patrick already, because Sam Laporta, I mean, it's a huge, if there's anyone on that offense that's gotten like a huge drop off in production, it's him this year compared to last year.
Jared Goff throws to whoever's open, and there's so many weapons on this offense. It is impossible to feed everybody. It's the same thing with St. Brown. His numbers went down a little bit, but everybody's numbers is good. So that's what you're going to see. He doesn't just focus on one guy. He's not focusing on Sam Laporta. He's just whoever's open, and that's just what he does. So there's nothing wrong with Sam Laporta at all. There's nothing wrong with if you're a fantasy owner, you're probably a little bit angry, but
a little bit
physically or anything, there's no regression or anything. He just throws it to whoever's open.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. I guess I need a little tight end screens in there once in a while or something. But
they did the flea flicker to Sam Laporta this past.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was
one
sweet.
for 52 yards. It looks like touchdown.
Right, it was nice, but their offensive linemen are getting more touches than Sam Laporta this year.
And we are running more too, and I feel like we're running a little bit more than half of our snaps on offense too. So maybe that reduces him as well.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: did you guys end Mike Zimmer's career last weekend?
I think both his and Mike.
I thought he was gonna cry. I was watching him, and they kept showing his face, and I'm like, kind of feeling bad for this guy. He's a dead man walking. Yeah,
he's having not a very good few weeks.
Oh my God, they have issues over there. They have a lot of.
It was on his birthday, the owner's birthday too, man.
Oh my God, they're a dumpster.
He almost fired the radio team that interviewed him on air.
Yeah, they got butthurt.
Jerry Jones, gosh,
they got P. Diddy'd by the Lions.
They did. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I would say after that game, I was more worried than I was prior.
we killed them, right? We smoked them for sure. But
that might be the smoke of the year.
Well, you did a good job against Seattle too. So
yeah, our offense, it's because of Tim Patrick has really emerged as a Lions number 3, and the whole offense since he has done that is opened up completely. That's why it was so huge, because we lost Josh Reynolds in free agency, and he was a big piece of the Lions offense. We didn't have anybody. And we got Tim Patrick off waivers, who's 6'5". He's actually a good receiver from Denver, but they just couldn't afford him. And he was injury prone. Well, he comes here and he's just been amazing. Everything. I don't think he's had a single drop. He's making big play after big play. And the whole offense is completely open. The whole thing. See, it's going to be difficult to defend, but you guys got a hell of a good defense. So this is going to be
we ain't the Cowboys.
Game.
We ain't the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
You guys, we
the Seahawks.
Hell
this
no.
isn't the
We the
Zim
Vikings,
Weepers.
baby. We the Vikings.
Yeah, and it's NFC. No. Let's keep it. We know each other. It's gonna be a banger. Even if, say, the Lions are a bad team or you guys are a bad team, still could be a banger. So I mean, you guys are definitely not that bad of a team.
Even in your 0-16 season that you had, we still only beat you by like 6 points in 2 games.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like I don't got no hate for the Vikings though. The Vikings are like the Lions. It's like we hate the Bears and the Packers. Like the whole offseason, well, here we come with the new quarterback of Caleb Williams, the greatest thing ever. And Green Bay, they're going to go win the Super Bowl. It's like, shut up, man.
Green Bay is automatically going to win the Super Bowl every single year.
Yeah.
No matter what happens to that team.
I was telling people too, I'm like, I don't know how Minnesota's going to be, but I don't think they're going to be just a dumpster fire like the people are saying. They're being 5-0. I didn't expect that.
No, not
good.
I knew it for sure.
Yeah, but like the people that think we're going to win 4 games, like
it's like the first pick of the draft. Like,
hell, I was talking about how the Giants was a must-win game because of the juggernaut of a schedule we had to start the season.
Yeah, right. We did literally say that, which was fair at the time because it is.
We were like, we better win this game or we're worried.
Well, you're ride or dying with Sam Darnold. That was the big one. And we didn't know what we were going to get out of him for sure. If he's going to have a lot of mistakes or whatever. So it's kind of like, what are we going to have? That's the reason why everybody was worried, even though we have all the talent.
Yeah, I think that was the only reason people worried about as Viking fans was worried is whether Sam Darnold could be efficient enough to get the ball to people.
And if he can be efficient and he doesn't make mistakes, we felt confident that we could be a good team. But I would say he's outside of this last game, he's went above that, and
our defense has been better. Even
our defense is better than anybody.
It's been great, man. Getting all these pick sixes.
Yeah,
what is going on?
Ginkle time, man. We're gonna Van Ginkle you on Sunday.
He's like your Alex Anzalone, man.
No, Alex Anzalone is like our Van Ginkle.
We got Thors on our defense. It's weird, man.
I think the biggest thing with our defense this year, though, is I mean, Flores came in, new coach last year. We had some players on some expiring contracts. I think this year was the year, and he said it during his press conference the other day. He's like, I told him the type of guys that I wanted, and I was really he's like, I wanted Gilmore here and I wanted this guy. Like I let them know what I thought we needed on this defense and we went and got it. It's like, this is like the first year of his coaching time here, which is only 2 years, but like this, he has the defense that he wanted here. Like a lot of these guys are handpicked by Brian Flores to come play here. And we're seeing the fruits of that, it working out so far. Guys that you're getting reasonably cheap contracts who are huge contributors.
Right.
Hey, that's what you do, right? You got to build through the draft. You got to get the guys that you want. It's the same thing in Detroit, right? We wanted our grit, right? You hear about the grit all the time. It's the same thing over there for you guys. You built a hell of an offensive line. Your defense is aggressive. You got wide receivers galore. All you got to do is if that quarterback is just not getting hit, distribute the football, and you should be good. And it's happening.
Yeah, we're not big on the draft here. We're more of a UDFA. We're more about
Aaron Jones? Ask me about Aaron Jones. What's going on with him? Is he injured?
He's practicing tomorrow. They said it's a hip/hamstring deal. He said himself he's gonna practice tomorrow, and depending on how he feels, he'll make a determination if he plays or not. So it's 50-50 at best right now.
Not having him would be significant.
Huge.
So that's
the Lions are pretty good against the run, right?
Yeah, we're definitely it's impossible. It feels like to run on us. Like nobody's running on us. It's crazy.
And nobody's even. I mean, you guys got good running backs, but no one's running.
We'll
on
unleash
us either.
CJ Ham on you.
Yeah,
And
that
go
double
winner.
last week.
Hey, we'll see, man. I don't. Didn't you? Are you guys? Did you trade for running
Cam
back?
Akers. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cam Akers. Let's go.
We made
I
the
don't know if
same
Akers is,
trade
necessarily a needle
that
mover
it didn't go through because it didn't qualify last year. We made the same trade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you got a hell of an offensive line, so if you want to run the football, you got to have the big guys up front. You got that, so I think
Dude, you're selling me on our offensive line.
I'm sold already, Dave.
Because I was watching it. It's like people are asking what's going on with them, and I'm like,
definitely better. I mean,
watch
Ed
the
Ingram's
offensive
still our
line.
weak point, but
look at Darnold. He's just standing there.
Yeah, but if you want to talk about team building, like the Vikings, they built a lot of their defense through free agency and some draft picks here and there. But like that is one thing that you do got to give credit to the Lions for, is you feel like tremendous drafters. Like a lot of a lot of your big time players are homegrown drafted talent. So like that's one, like, and that's kind of what, and I think that's a bit like, that's what, with Vikings fans, like we understand that we have all this cap space down the road, right? Like 70 some million next year, 100, maybe like close to 100 million the year after. But the big thing is like, you can spend all that money, but at the same time, like eventually you're going to have to, like, we're already seeing it. We're paying a lot of these guys. So eventually Kwesi, that's the next step for him, is he's got to take a page out of the Lions book and figure out how to draft homegrown talent. Because eventually you hope JJ McCarthy's your guy and you're going to have to pay him big time money. And you're going to need to be able to draft to supplement some of these players that you're not going to be able to afford. So that is the one thing with Kwesi. Like, this team is great. Like, he built a lot of it through free agency, though, where eventually you would like to see a few more homegrown. Like, there are a handful, right? Like, it's not, some people say, like, oh, Kwesi hasn't drafted well. Like, he has drafted fairly well. Like, we're seeing some contributions.
Gotten better.
Picks, but not as much as you'd like to see. So that is the next step here. But what we have now through free agency is good enough for this year.
Hey, Mike, I got a question for you.
The world's ending. You know what I'm saying?
Mike, I got a question for you. When I last spoke to you, there was a big rift whether or not Jared Goff was the guy. Is your fan base still divided?
There's no division right there. Jared Goff is the guy. He is just, I don't know what's going on. He just continues to get better, and better, and he's playing at a crazy level. He had a game. It was on Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football. He's perfect. He didn't even drop, not a single ball hit the ground. He was 18 for 18. In this past game, he had a very high QBR as well. He was extremely high. He's been smart with the football as of late, the last couple weeks. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. The Lions fans love him. You hear the Jared Goff chants everywhere you go. Him winning that playoff game at home and then getting to the NFC Championship game sold all the Lions fans. So there's a lot of Goff lovers now. I feel like the war is over. Everybody knows who is it, Goff or Stafford. I say it's Goff. He won his playoff games, So he's loved here now in Detroit. They'll probably put a statue of him out there in Detroit or something at some point.
I think we'll do that with Sam Darnold after we win it this year.
If you guys win a Super Bowl, you best damn well have a statue.
I think the whole state would shut down. Like it would. I don't know. I think the world would end, honestly, if we won a Super Bowl.
Were you a Michigan? Are you a Michigan fan too? Are you a college football guy?
No, you're Michigan State, man.
I'm actually from Oregon. I live in the state of Michigan now, but I was born in Oregon, so I've watched a little bit. I'm not the biggest college guy, but I definitely would root for the Ducks. I know they just won a big game. So
that was a great football game.
Yeah, thank God, because I hate those guys.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, no, but like you said, I think we've all hit it on. Like, this game is going to be I'm ready. Like, this game is going to be so much fun. Like, it sucks it's a noon game. It feels like this needs to be a primetime fight.
I know. How can you have a 5-0 and a 4-1? Literally, this game could it's determining who's going to be the NFC North champ for the meantime against the two top teams in all of the NFC, and it's a one-team game. Come on,
and it's a noon game. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it is what it is. I guess
it's crazy.
But it is gonna be an absolute. I think it's gonna be it's
gonna be a good game. I'm still
great
picking
matchup.
The Vikes. I think by a decent amount. So my thing is like, we talked about the offense and the defense. We talked about Flores. We talked about Johnson. I do think when people look at this game, it's gonna be like, who's going to win that battle? And as a Viking fan, I'm gonna root for obviously Flores, and I already said, I think he's been the best defensive mind as Johnson's been the best offensive mind, and that's going to clash. But
Yeah, we're not even
Let's
talking
say-
about the head coaches. We're talking about it's crazy.
That's
Right. Yeah,
crazy.
we're talking about coordinators, not
That's
even the head coaches. Which
crazy.
I mean, I think Kevin O'Connell, I guess switching to the other side. So that's like, so let's say, I don't know if you could count that as, and it might not be this way, but if you could count that as like we break even at that point, and we look at the other sides of the ball, and it's Vikings offense versus Lions defense. That's where I think we take it in this game, specifically because of the Aiden Hutchinson injury and Kevin O'Connell as an offensive mind, which has been mostly good this year. And then, of course, if you do have Aaron Jones, if we do not have Aaron Jones, that's going to be a big deal in this game. But if we do have Aaron Jones and we do have TJ Hawkinson, he plays, and we do have Justin Jefferson, and we do have Jordan Addison, and you guys don't have Aiden Hutchinson, I do think that is going to be the difference maker in my head, anyways, as far as the reasons why I think we're going to end up winning this game.
It's science, Mike. It's science. Sorry.
Hey, well, I guess we'll find out at about 4 p.m. on Sunday. Like,
31
I'm going with Daniel Jeremiah. Does Daniel Jeremiah pick you guys every game? Because he picks us every game.
He's
been right.
Dallas Turner.
No.
Remember that name, Dallas Turner.
Games, no, not every game.
Dallas
We
Turner.
won't have Cashman either. That's true.
That is going to be.
No, Grugier Hills came in and looked good
Kamu
in
played
his
well.
time. So
And Ivan Pace looked awesome. So
Yeah, and Gary, that's a great point. I mean, the Lions don't have Will Reichard. Like,
yeah. Or Johnny Munt.
So you guys, I'm taking the rest of your special teams over ours right now.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we might win just because of Caleb Evans might not play.
And running into our players.
He's a special teamer that ran into our kick returner like 3 times in the same game.
Oh my god. I hate the new kicking rule, by the way. I think it's
Oh yeah, it's so boring.
So
I guess
weird.
maybe make it touch back to the 25 or 20
I know,
or
man.
something.
God.
But
Yeah,
30?
I do think. To me, I think that the whole point of it was to get people like, oh, you don't want the other team starting on the 30, so let them return it. But yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it's. I mean, I think no matter. I think the kickoff is dead no matter what. I mean, it doesn't get returned nearly. I mean, it's.
I know it's dearly dead. It's taking it at the 30 now. At the 30, every time I'm calm game.
I mean,
the ball is up. It'll be at the 30. I already know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, right.
Well,
At this point, just so you can keep
If
calling
the
it
game gets
kickoff.
late, you're probably going to try to kick it short of the goal line to make them return because you don't want you don't want to have to be up by 2 and then kick it in the end zone, give them the ball at the 30. 2 passes and they're freaking in field goal range.
Dude, we just
I don't know,
kick
at
it in
this
the
point,
end zone
just-
every time.
He would just
don't
he would
expect
just throw
to
it.
return it.
Yeah, what's punting? You know,
I mean, because like honestly, like I mean,
what's
obviously,
kicking?
the NFL, it's kickoff, right? You can't get rid of kickoff, but like at this point, just have the kickers kick end of the beginning of the game, beginning of the second half. Don't have anybody out there to return it. Just have them kick just for the show, and then just start at 25 and play football. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just the kickoff's dead at this point. It's just I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of like there's more returns, but at this, like you said, people are just kicking the ball through the end zone, letting them start at the 30 and going from
That's
there.
what we do.
Yep. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
We good?
What's score predictions?
Okay,
Well,
I do got to get going here soon, so
Yes,
I'll give you mine. I do got
let's do it.
32. I think it was 28. I got the
Yep.
Lions winning this game. I just have the Lions. We're getting turnovers like crazy with our secondary. Last game we had 3 turnovers. The games before, it's like every game we're getting multiple turnovers. Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. I think they get 2 turnovers in this game. That's who I got winning.
Okay.
Good.
I already gave mine. I said 37-34. I think it's an offensive fight. I think it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be fun no matter what, but I think it's going to be an offensive slugfest.
33-17. Let's go Vikings.
Hey, let's
Let's
go.
I've changed my
Let's
mind
go.
since Mike's on with this. I'm going 42-12. Lions kick 4 50-yard field goals. Punt on every short except for the field goals, and we went 42-12.
Okay, can we get at least one field goal that's like 65 yarders? Or I think that would break the record. Is it 60?
You're down by 30. You're still punting and kicking field goals.
Do we get to break the
I don't know
record?
what
We
happened
got
to
a kicker
your coach.
that can kick big field goals, man.
Yeah.
This guy's gigantic legs. So give us.
And then your
us
head coach gets pulled into the blue tent to check out what's going on with his brain. That's what's gonna happen. No, legitimately, I said 27-24
for his brain.
27-24, 27-24 Vikings. That's my real thing.
Hey, let's go. I mean, if you let us have 42 points to 12, we'll let you.
And I'll be shocked that you kicked out one field goal.
We'll give you a record.
Hey, we got to break something if we're going to lose that battle. Give me a record break. Besides my guy Hutchinson's leg, man, give us something.
Yeah, I know. Dang.
Oh,
I mean, but and also, I mean, I think, and that's tweet. Who was it here? Catch made a good point too. Like, yeah, your defense gets turnovers, but also so does the Vikings defense. Like they've been
crazy.
Yeah.
We won every game. We were tied, or
we don't pass it as much as other teams, though. We don't. It's like we pass it maybe sometimes 20 times a game. So we run a lot.
In Jamie's mind, you're passing the entire second half. So by halftime, you're already down.
If we're down that by much, they better put. If we're down by like 50 points in the second half, and we got to pass, it best be Hendon Hooker in there, not Jared Goff.
And Kevin O'Connell is actually undefeated with us tied or winning the turnover battle. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I know.
And then
we are too, man. We're up there, so it's gonna be a fun game on Sunday. It is for sure.
This year, I think I don't remember the exact number, but is it 3 minutes? We've only been down
3 minutes and like 28 seconds.
3 minutes and 28 seconds. That's
we've been
the only
behind.
amount of time we've been behind so far this season.
You're seeing a Lions offense or an offense like this.
I would say
it's 42-3. That's what I'm going with now.
Your defense yet, but
right.
Say that right now, but let's keep it a buck. You ain't seen an offense like this. This is the number one offense.
We haven't seen running like this for sure.
Yeah, it's the number one offense in the NFL.
I will say, I mean, obviously the Texans have explosive playmakers, so the 49ers, but I've said I think this is the most complete offense that we've had to go against. Just from
I ain't giving them all that, man.
I think your defense allowing 15.8 points per game. I think in this, I think your defense is going to do as best as it can. I mean, it's a great defense. But it's a great offense. It's like when unstoppable force meets immovable object.
Right.
Plays are going to happen. Justin Jefferson's a great receiver. He's going to make plays.
Right.
It's like it's just going to – it's what two teams going at it, and let's let the best team win. And hopefully no significant injury happens, and then the Lions win, and then we all can
tell that to Kirby Joseph. Tell that to Kirby Joseph.
Yeah, tell that to Kirby Joseph. Yeah, remind him to not come after any knees this game.
Don't come after knees. We bite them. We don't try to hit them with our head, right, or whatever.
Yeah, we shouldn't at least.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, I got to get going, but I appreciate you on here, man.
All right, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks, dude.
See you later. Yep. That was fun. It's always fun to get a little bit of perspective from the other side, right? I mean, we have the purple glasses on all the time.
I can't
it's sometimes fun to get to hear the other side.
I was like, Casey, are you a Lions fan or are you a Vikings fan?
I was asking intelligent questions to get intelligent reaction from a fan of the other team. It's what you want. And we all still said that he was the only one on here saying the Lions were going to win.
Yeah, you got to give Mike respect though coming in here against
blue, your favorite color.
4 of us, but
I'm kidding, man.
I used to be.
I don't think you were bad, dude. I don't think you're bad.
Like dark blue, not powder blue. Or
I do like the color blue, but purple's the best, obviously. But anyways, everybody in here, I'm about to give away this Jordan Addison card. All that good stuff. Go subscribe to Mike Sports Vibe if you have not already. His link is in the description. All that good stuff. Get those hashtag Skols in the comments, and we'll get this going here. But yeah, I mean, we kind of went through all our predictions and everything. I guess, do you guys have any player predictions? That's one thing That's one thing I'll double down though, is I do think everybody knows that matchup, our offense versus their defense. But I do think the difference maker is going to be our offense versus their defense. That's why I think we're going to end up.
I think Sammy pops off. Sammy Darnold comes in. I think he absolutely pops off. He shows the Jets game was a London thing. He's the quarterback we saw in the first 3.5 games. I think he comes out firing. I think him and O'Connell have it.
If our offense comes out firing, I don't see a way we lose. I don't see a way. If our offense comes out firing like they did in any, if they come even close to what they did in that first half in that Packers game, there's just no chance.
Well, and again, like he said, their defense is much improved. But you can still get after those corners.
And you don't have Aiden Hutchinson
in the long pass yard. So
you don't have Aiden Hutchinson, and he can't affect even the pass game that way.
Right. So yeah. So it's I think that's the thing. I'm not expecting our offense to not be able to put up points. Like that's So I'm excited to see what the ball's gonna be flying around everywhere. Sammy D is gonna have a huge game.
I got Dallas Turner getting 2 sacks this game.
Because there wasn't a lot of people don't know about Dallas Turner. Like they're still concerned about him. They asked Flores, he just said no, he's doing just fine. It's just he hasn't had a lot of opportunity. This defense is so deep, we don't need him out there. You can develop. And he had a nice run stop against the Jets. He's had splash plays. It's just we haven't seen it consistently because we don't need to see it consistently. Like he's going to be just fine. He's too talented not to be.
Right. If Patrick Jones don't play, that's more opportunity. You know what I mean?
It's a deep group.
Yes, absolutely. And like,
I think this is what I predicted at the beginning of the year, if you guys remember. And then all of a sudden he comes out. I think he played more than I expected that first game, but he's playing about what I expected right now. You know, as far as we don't play rookies that much, and our team is so deep that he would be more situational, I thought, and I guess that's probably what's happened.
Yeah,
well, and he's young. When you start out 5-0, I think you probably think, well, let's keep the vets out there.
Oh, and then there was an injury, so that doesn't help.
He missed a game. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did miss the game.
Yeah. So I think everything's gonna be good there. But I love that 2 sacks for him.
2 sacks.
Bold prediction. I'm gonna say, well, I would say I think we're gonna get the turnover. We're going to win the turnover battle on this one. I don't know if that's bold. It's after talking to Mike, maybe it's a bold prediction. Before I was like, we've been doing it to everybody. No, I'm going to say TJ Hawkinson, 2 touchdowns if he plays. 2 touchdowns, TJ. He's going to be, if he comes back, he's going to be motivated for this one. Especially obviously old team. And of course, what Kirby Joseph did to him last year. That's going to be my bold prediction on that one. Dave, what's your bold prediction?
I think we're all going to 2 of something. I'm going with 2 touchdowns Jordan Addison. I just think they're going to get, they play man, but they can't just play man against Jefferson. They're going to have to throw something over the top. And we got the king of the double move with Jordan Addison, man. That stop and go stutter he does. I just think that he could be deadly if he's running up the seam. And then even historically he's been a better touchdown threat than Jefferson has last year. Jefferson usually doesn't get too many touchdowns, but he's doing a lot better this year, and he was doing it pretty good at the beginning of last year before he got hurt. But I just think that people, the teams are just shading him and just worrying so much about him that Jordan Addison's ready for a breakout.
Dude, I love that one too. I was thinking Jordan Addison, and
I was gonna go with Cam Akers, 2 tutties, but
so we're gonna have 6 touchdowns on this offense. There's no way Detroit's gonna beat that, especially since we're gonna lock down that run game.
Hold on,
I was gonna go with either Johnny Munt or Cam Akers for 2 touchdowns. When's Oliver gonna break out?
He has 1 touchdown this year, right, Oliver?
Yeah. He was wide ass open on that one throw to Jefferson on the sideline. He was doing a crossing route the other way, wide ass open.
Let me get this going here. I'll set myself at the bottom here. All right, everybody. Again, Jordan Addison, rookie card, #Skol in the comments, all that good stuff. And then, I saw everyone has the duck races in here. We'll run a duck race. Why not?
Can I? Can I share a picture quick? I know we didn't want to talk about the guy anymore, but I have to show you this. This is hilarious.
Oh, that's Kirky boy.
Atlanta has finally gotten to our boy.
I still those are the things I love about Kirk Cousins,
Someone posted today about how blaming Kirk, whatever. And I'm like, how are we gonna why Zimmer has put up 3 awful defenses in a row now, and Kirk Cousins has gone 20 and 27 and 9. It's 20 and 9 since he left Zimmer. So I'm like, who are we actually blaming for those seasons right now? So just thought I'd throw that out there. But hey, he looked good.
Kevin O'Connell.
He broke fucking Matty Ice's record on Matty Ice Day.
Yeah, I know.
Just crazy.
That is crazy. Kevin O'Connell is not going. We're going to score every single quarter, at least once every quarter, and where there's not going to be any mid-game lulls. by Kevin O'Connell in the play calling. So Kevin
no
O'Connell,
lulls. It's foot on the pedal. I say that every week, and
this
it hasn't
one-
happened yet.
Well,
Maybe against those Texans, but
yeah, against Houston, I would say, yeah, and the Giants probably. I kind of forget that game was kind of like we whooped them so bad that you kind of forget how that ended. But
yeah.
Anyways, let's do this. I'll pick 5 names. Boom, got to be here to win. Y'all know the rules. Let's go. I was looking at the Wolves. They were down by, it's just preseason, but they were down like 82-98 or something, and now it's like tied. Hey, to Eva, are you still in here? I mean, you should get one no matter. Actually, you do get one no matter what because you did do a couple super chats. So that will break the rule. I allow it.
I allow it. You got to either still be here or super chat.
It is the last. Now, I'm going to still keep the name of the show, and I'm still going to do it. And it's going to be what it was meant to be, Skol Experience, just like Joe Rogan Experience. And I will continue this format.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you'll probably see we might have Mike Sports Vibez on again. Who knows? Let's and bring other awesome YouTubers for the Vikings on.
Yeah,
and he gets rid of us and brings in more awesome YouTubers. That was
you got rid of me. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's on me, but once things slow down and I can, I don't know.
Hey, I said to Carson Sherbert, whatever, I forget his last name. The door is always open.
Let's go.
Door is always open.
Now this is we got content we're making together still, Gary.
I want a mom.
Yeah,
for sure. Hey, Barber, I know you're in here.
Barber.
All right, keep it going, Barber. I'm assuming you're in here. You're always there. You're always in here. I shouldn't even question. All right, let's keep it going. If I can find the right thing. There we go. But yeah, dude, I don't know. 6-0. It's gonna be looking nice. I know what was it? 2000? What year? 2016 when we went 5-0. Bob Sweed, you in here? I think I saw you not too long ago. We'll keep going, Bob. Let us know. So yeah, we just need to get past this 5-0 mark. Once we're 6-0, like nobody doesn't make playoffs from like 6-0.
I liked how we haven't. Every time we win, it was like we haven't won this many in a row since 2016. I'm like, no shit, but we went 8-8 that year.
I know, but 6-0, that's different. Kinetic, are you?
If it was a bigger year, if it was a year we at least made the playoffs, come on. But no, don't. I'm not bragging about 2016. I still talk about every time I think about 2016. I had Teddy Bridgewater's dad at our fan club, and he threw like 3 picks and had the worst game of his life.
Two-tone. I know Two-Tone, you're in here. I'm still waiting for.
That was 2015. My bad. That was 2015.
Where you at, Mike? Live. The show we got 2 mics on today. Wasn't expecting that. Oh, there he is. Let's go. Bob in the building. Oh, we got them all. We got them all in here. Let's go.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, shoot.
We were shopping for comic books.
Oh, dang
I can't buy.
You are?
Just got them up on the screen here.
All right. I'm gonna put this up here.
Oh wow, there's a good one.
All right, let's get it.
Boom. All right, 45 seconds. Obviously, anybody who has not been here and seen this before, whoever comes in first place wins the Jordan Addison rookie card, who Dave's bold prediction is to see him get 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
I like it. We'll do a couple shifts here.
Gotta shuffle it up. 3 times for Addison. There we go. 3
times for Addison. Ooh.
There we go. Ooh.
Someone gets sex slave, 2 evil sex slave, dog. The P Diddy, dog.
No.
I love that. My micro Mike threw the P Diddy jokes out there. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. 2 even with the lead. 2 even with the lead so far. We
Let's
got
go,
Two
Mike.
Tone trying to catch
about
up.
Swede. I have a feeling about Swede.
Barber's is in 3rd place. Oh dang, 2 evils.
Kinetic wins. Kinetic wins. I'm seeing it already.
Kinetic, I don't know what's going on. Swede is falling back behind. Oh goodness gracious. Kinetic, what you doing?
Swede.
2 evil.
Mike, this is all you, Mike. This is all you.
Kinetic's got it.
Two
I'm
Tone.
feeling it.
Oh, Swede's coming.
Kinetic.
Swede's coming.
Swede.
Oh.
I told you
Kinetic's
Swede.
gonna bounce off.
Swede.
Oh, Kinetic.
Swede.
Kinetic
Oh,
said
Kinetic.
no.
What the
No.
Always the duck that's out last place that wins.
Some bullshit right there.
It always seems
Swede
to be the
had
way it works.
that.
Let's go, Kinetic.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, Jamie, we got some of those to give away too. Forgot about that.
Let's do that tomorrow, Gabe.
Yeah, tomorrow on
Let's
our
do that
show
tomorrow. We're like an hour and a half deep in on this one already. Hey, JJ Vikings. My guy, let's go. Boom. Kinetic, obviously I have all your information. So I literally sent you cards yesterday. But I'll just do it again. Yeah, guys. So
Go Vikings.
yeah, go Vikes.
Yeah, I mean, I think
else to end this other than everybody in here, definitely go subscribe if you're not already to Mike Sports Vibe. His channel's literally Mike Sports Vibe on YouTube, but we have his link in the description, all that good stuff. Always like having you on, Mike. Here's your Mike Sports Vibes, and you bring the vibes, bro.
I appreciate y'all having me on. Like, I'm trying to think, like, when I first started doing YouTube, I think you were the first one to, like, reach out to have me talk about the Vikings, about our favorite team. So I truly appreciate that, man, because,
dude,
you know what I mean? I was just starting doing YouTube, and y'all was the first, like, I believe it was y'all. Yeah, it was y'all. And if y'all ever need me to come on anytime, if I'm not doing anything, because, you know, I'm a family man, I got y'all anytime y'all need me.
Hey, let's go, dude. We appreciate it. And yeah, dude, you're fucking one of the bros, obviously. We got, you know, our community of content creators and supporters and everything, bro. So yeah, we're all here. We're all in this shit together.
Sure. But as we mentioned at the forefront, this will be the last time the Skol Experience will be around in this format. Jamie and I are going to focus more on our own content a little bit. But Dave, the Skol Experience will live on over on Minnesota Sports Talks YouTube channel. So make sure you guys follow updates for that. Then as for Jamie and I, we'll be doing the lives every Monday and Thursday for the rest of the seasons. Make sure to watch that. Mike Sports Vibes, make sure to, as Jamie said, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to check out his content as well. If there's nothing else, anybody got anything else before we hop off here?
We're going to smash them.
Let's hope so. Thank you guys so much.
Hulk
Thank
smash.
you guys.
We're gonna Hulk smash. We're gonna Hawk. No, wait, never mind.
What are you gonna do?
Whoa!
Okay, before we get
Hulk smash. All right, bye guys. We're out of here. No Diddy. No Diddy.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. See you guys next time. Have a great rest of your evenings.
Skol Vikes.